Welcome back to the Jaecoo J7. A few months ago I did a review on this car, but this one is very different. When I saw it, I knew I had to take it on a road trip. And guess where I took it? I know someone is thinking Kruger National Park. No, the plan was to take it to Sun Cuty. I'll tell you more about that, but first things first, quick shout out to Hippo for powering this video, and without wasting any of your time, allow us to get started. Straight to the point, the Jaecoo J7 is a looker. The one we have here is the top spec Inferno model. It comes with all-wheel drive. I recently drove it with PA to the farmer's market and people there were asking, "Bruh, what are you driving? This car looks beautiful." And I would proudly tell them, I'm driving a Jaecoo. Not to be confused with a Range Rover. They do have similar seats though. That's the Range Rover and this is the Jaecoo. Both are heated and ventilated, so it's close enough. While we're here, this is the 14.8-inch infotainment screen. It is massive, and I just love how the whole screen becomes your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. It's wireless. You also get wireless charging. Those are your cup holders. That's your gear stick, and this is the dial you'll use to change between your different driving modes. Now, I suspect one of these driving modes, especially that one off-road, is the reason why I couldn't do what I wanted to do with this car. But we'll talk about that later. The Jaecoo J7 comes with a 1.6-liter turbo petrol engine. It produces 145 kilowatts and 290 Newton meters of torque. The claimed fuel consumption is 7.8 liters to the 100, but during the time I had it, I averaged around 9.5 liters to the 100. To make your driving experience as easy and as comfortable as possible, you have adaptive cruise control. You have traffic jam assist, traffic sign recognition, you have lane departure warning, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and you should know the Jaecoo is always watching you. If you take your eyes off the road, there's a sensor there that's looking at you and it will tell you you have been distracted for too long. But with all honesty, with a screen this big, you'll obviously be distracted at some point. The other day I was at a robot and the truck next to me was looking at my screen. They could clearly see my GPS and where I was going. That's how big this screen is. But one of the things I really love about the Jaecoo is the ambient lighting. There are plenty of colors for you to choose from. And speaking of colors, if you're interested in buying a Jaecoo and you don't know which color to go for, well, these are all the different options that you have to choose from. They have really nice color options. The color on this one I was testing changes under different shades of light. So when you move around, the color changes color, if that makes sense. Anyway, this is your boot space. It is 412 liters. As you can see, you get a full-size spare wheel that comes with a mag. So because of it, your boot space is not as big as it could be. And I know some people have mixed feelings about that, but it is what it is. Wait for it, Jaecoo. Now, moving on to the back seats. If you're buying this for practicality, you won't be disappointed. There's sufficient space, there's a rear air vent, you've got 2 USB ports, and there is a center armrest. Now that we've covered most of the Jaecoo, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for, the road trip to Sun Cuty. But before that, if you haven't liked this video, please like. If you still have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Support local YouTube, guys. It's the right thing to do. We are on the road to, let's say, 120,000 subs. So please share this video in your WhatsApp status. Let them know there's a Mr. How Much on YouTube. And Ibora TCR. Vrpa! Coming back to the road trip, as I mentioned, the plan was to go to Sun Cuty. I really wanted to, but I couldn't. After driving the car for a few kilometers, I noticed a certain sound. I'm not too sure what that sound was, but it was coming from somewhere in the front. There by the wheels, the suspension, the axle, in that area. So the next day I decided to check underneath the Jaecoo and this is what I found. So I suspect, because this is an all-wheel drive vehicle with an off-road mode, yeah, look at that rock or sand, I don't know what it is. Maybe someone got too excited, drove it a bit too hard on some rocks or something and broke it. I have no idea. But whatever happened, because of it, I decided to not take it on the road trip to Sun Cuty to avoid damaging the car further. It could still drive and I could drive it locally, but as for taking it on a long trip, I didn't want to do that until they'd fixed it, so maybe next time. And this brings us to our cost of ownership, which is powered by Hippo. This top spec Jaecoo J7 comes in at 679,900 Rand. On finance, you'll pay around 13,292 Rand over 6 years at 12% interest. A full tank of petrol will cost you 1,186 Rand. And to make things easy for me, I used Hippo to get 11 different insurance quotes, and I went with the one that was the most affordable, which was around 2,300 Rand. And that brought my total cost of ownership to 16,778 Rand. If you'd like to compare quotes for your own vehicle, be sure to check out Hippo. I'll leave a link in the description and pin a comment in the comment section below. And if you're interested in a Jaecoo, it comes with a 5-year 70,000 kilometer service plan and a 5-year 150,000 kilometer warranty, and to the first owner you get a 10-year 1 million kilometer engine warranty as well. By the way, I've decided to name this Jaecoo Jaecoo. Please let me know what you think of the Jaecoo J7 in the comments below, and if you own one, please share your ownership experience in the comments as well, just to help the next person who's interested in buying one. And that brings us to the end of our Jaecoo J7 review. For those of you who entered the Mr. How Much 100k special giveaway, the winners have already been selected by Hippo. I'll make an announcement soon, so stay tuned. But from me to you, thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, take care.